Okay, I've created a server here. I'm going to go ahead and log into it. It's similar to the one we all have in the room. So we're going to go ahead and just log in. And this server doesn't have anything, it has no administrative roles whatsoever. I've just gone ahead and assigned a few. Oh, and I forgot, I need to check something real quick. It's just been assigned IP addresses, and so it doesn't have any services that are installed. No roles, no features. And I just wanted to make sure this was natted. And we're waiting for the the server manager to pop up. And we'll go to roles, add role, and this is all that's going to be on this server. So we're going to go ahead and go next, DNS, next, next, and install. Let's just take a second. When this completes, we'll have a cache-only server. This should not require a reboot. And we're going to go ahead and just go to Server Manager, and we'll minimize that. Go to Start, Administrative Tools, and there's our DNS. Should be able to open that up. Sorry about the font size. I'm sure it's very small on your monitor. And we can expand. We have a forward lookup zone, but there are no zones here, and there won't be any. So you're going to create those in the class. And so what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and go to the server itself. We're going to right click and we're going to go on to the properties, forwarders. We're going to edit that. And I'm going to put in 8.8.8.8, which is an internet server, but this will be like 10.1.12.72 in our classroom. And you can see it's all green. It's ready to go, and that'll give us the ability to resolve internet names if we choose to send email to the internet. Of course, we can't get any email returning, so more than likely we'll just be sending it around the room. Then on the forwarders, we're going to go ahead and create a new zone. Next, and this zone will make it a primary zone. And in the zone name, you're going to do yourname.local. Or you will put in your domain name, and it has to be accurate. It has to be spelled exactly correct. And I'm just putting in bill.local. And that builds that forward lookup zone. And if you take a look in there, there's just no records. There's a SOA and an NS record saying this is a startup authority for that particular zone. And then you're going to right click on here, you're going to make a new A record. This A record is actually pretty important, and we can just call it server 10. It doesn't matter. This name actually does not matter too much. The IP address matters a great deal. In my case, it'll be 192.168.1.50 for the server that I have, but you have to put on the IP address of your particular server, and that's going to be a 10 address because you're going to be using the internal network or the network inside the classroom. It'll be a 10.1.14 number. Again, that number needs to be accurate. What have I? Oh, I know what I did. I put a space on there for server 10. You can't have any spaces in the server name. And so that's done. Okay, so now I've got a server name there. And again, this server name isn't terribly important. The next record really is, and we're going to create an MX record. And this identifies where email is inside our particular domain. And in our case, it has to point to the server, our server, so that other people can send us email. And hopefully they've set out a send connector that looks to this server and is permitted. The send connector should permit you to go to anywhere. We should be sending it to star, and then we should have DNS pointing to this server so it can resolve the name, this MX record. Don't put anything in here for this record. This is very important that you actually not put anything there. Do browse. There's server, forward lookup zone, find your zone, and then go to your A record. That's all you want to do. Press OK. And it'll make an MX record. The MX record doesn't have a name, but we don't want it to have a name. For some reason, it doesn't work well as far as name resolution is concerned. So that's what's required to create your zone on the 10.1.12.90 computer. Then you have to create your A record. Again, the name isn't terribly important, but the IP address is very important. It has to be the IP address of your server. And then the MX record has to point to your A record. And it's very important that the MX record not have a name. Okay, that's the end of the send connector. The A and MX record for DNS.